Hi, everyone. It's Larry Gordon, and we are coming to you from the studios of the Five Towns Jewish Times. This is our podcast, Between the Lines. Like I said, I'm Larry Gordon with
Esta Gordon.
Esta Gordon, and we come to you, we try weekly on a variety of subjects pertaining to our very interesting and complicated Jewish communities. Our guests today in our studios here in Cedarhurst are Sholem Klein and Shmueli Cassover, the directors, I guess, or the founders of the Rockaway-Nassau Safety Patrol. Okay, and this is
Right.
If there was ever a time when that type of work was relevant and important, it is today, because there's different levels of that have to be addressed when you are protecting a Jewish community today. Okay, so I'll start out with you or you, Shmueli, whichever who wants to answer. But there's different types, different levels of crime. Okay. So my question is, street crime, or is it
Home break-ins.
or is it just routine crime, which means today it means anyway, an outgrowth or a manifestation of anti-Semitism, Jew hatred, like I like to call it. I think anti-Semitism is too complicated of a word. So. What are we dealing with today? A combination of both, and how do you tell one from the other?
You just went through all 4 questions.
Yeah, I did.
In one, yeah.
Okay, sorry about that.
Okay, we deal with crime from, petty people trying to pull car door handles, and it goes up from anything that you can imagine from there. Crime today is getting very sophisticated.
Okay.
The perpetrators have learned how to work the system. As the authorities get better and get more technology, they are trying to bypass this. And it's a game of cat and mouse every day. What I mean is the thefts, instead of just maybe a guy pulling a door handle to steal, they're now able to steal in ways that owners wouldn't even know that money is stolen until maybe a little while afterwards, and it takes a lot of time to catch on. They're getting very slick. Yeah, the scams that go on and the types of the car theft. It's not anymore just like walking down the street, pulling handles and finding the guy's keys in the car, which does happen, but they're able
Especially on my block.
Yeah.
Right.
They're able to steal cars.
It's all over the place.
Hacking computer systems and being able to just pull off, the transports of new vehicles coming, very high-end cars where, owners don't even realize that the car is even stolen. It's already in a container, could be already leaving the country before the owner even realizes that it's stolen.
How's that possible if the car was parked in front of the house?
So they do. So that type of crime. They do. They're able to pop a window and they can put a computer.
Even if the door is locked.
Yeah, they put a little computer into the car, and they can make a key right there in the
doesn't matter
vehicle.
if your key is in or not.
Yeah, they can make a key right there with
the
the codes.
It mattered. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this has been going on probably the last 3 years.
Only
Really?
3 years?
Yeah, probably it could be more, but on the level that it is, definitely 3 years. And I do think a lot of it has slowed down, especially our areas.
Yeah.
We've combated a lot of it, and we've locked up a lot of the perpetrators that hit here.
Aren't they let out right away? Isn't that one of the major problems we're dealing with? Even if they get caught?
So they're really not. Oftentimes, we do have to go after the same guys multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
It's like anything in the world. You get a first chance, you get a second chance, a third chance, depending on the judge, depending on the crime, depending on a person's record. It all is taken into account, and we keep eyes on our perpetrators after they get released. So we know where they are, and if they don't follow their court dates, we make sure to work with the DAs and warrant squad, and we make sure to track them down. None of them could run for too long, and we always get them.
Well, Shmueli, that sounds like a good theme for like a Law and Order show, or something along those lines. If you ever happen
But it's real.
to see those, really. But what I was referring to was the uniqueness about protecting a Jewish community. As a Jewish community, is there just a general crime wave in New York specifically? And that, by the way, this is a podcast and it gets up online and it's heard all over the world. So people could be listening in Israel or in Antwerp, and it doesn't pertain to them necessarily. They have different kind of crime problems. But you're a security patrol or a safety patrol that has in mind the protection of a Jewish community, there's a uniqueness about that today, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, so regular crime, I mean, like you said, we're always on top. I don't think that it's specifically a wave over today over what it's been. I think there's always been crime. Obviously, the more cameras you have, the more you get to see it. The more social media you have, the more it's posted. The community learns about it maybe quicker, or they learn about it when maybe before they never have. There is, the aspect of anti-Semitism. I mean, this is something that also comes in waves throughout our history. We definitely. It's definitely at the forefront of our day-to-day lives. Like, I mean, anybody, we're in shul, we're on the street, whatever it is, we're always looking for this stuff. It is very difficult to combat that specific type of attack.
Was there an uptick, though? That's what I'd like to know in the
So
past.
I don't know. This is a number. This is a numbers thing. Obviously, there have been tracking the numbers in the last few years have gone very high in terms of hate crimes, specifically targeting the Jewish community.
Right.
It's not fake, though. Again, I don't know that this stuff hasn't happened in the past, and people just didn't report it. Yeah, maybe didn't report. Now the push to report it maybe happens more. Anti-Semitism happening since
I was brought up in Crown Heights in the 1960s. I think that's when street crime was probably invented. If you know anything about Crown Heights in the 1960s, before you guys
had it
before you guys
in
were
the
born,
60s.
No, but really, we had one street in particular, Montgomery Street in Crown Heights, and there was a rash of crimes and break-ins into people's homes. I remember, I think I've told the story here before pertaining to probably some other theme or some other show, but the block got together, we hired a security patrol. It must have been 1967, 68. We hired a security guy to patrol the block at night, okay? And he worked from like 8 p.m. to 8 a.m., okay? And the first night that he was on duty, he got beat up. So that was the end of that that experiment on a security patrol in Crown Heights. And of course, in later years, there was kind of patrols like that you're talking about, less sophisticated than what you're talking about now. But what you said is very interesting about, pretty much who you're looking for. Who just got out of jail, who's been paroled, who's been released early. And what do? You follow them around? How does that work?
I mean, we know where they live. We have their vehicles, their license plates. We watch everything about them. I don't want to...
The police are okay with that?
I mean, we do what we got to do, and we make sure that we keep track of all of our people.
This is not live. It can be edited. If anything you don't like that you hear, we could always edit it out.
Why can't you follow somebody?
There's some...
I don't know.
As long as they don't do anything.
You want to be followed?
I'm sure I may be. I don't know.
Oh, really?
Listen, I can tell you that I personally, when I drive on the street, I see every single person.
Right. You have a special...
I'm watching. It's not your color of your skin. There are things that we do through our training just what's considered suspicious.
What are you looking for when you see a person on the street? What do you look? What should we all look for?
I'm watching every single person. There are things that are considered suspicious activity in my mind. So if in the middle of the night somebody's walking on the street and you drive by, there is a look which doesn't mean that they are not. I mean, usually a perp who's like trying to break into somebody's home or car is not wearing a suit and a bow tie and you know,
It's a hoodie
there
usually.
is whatever. Yeah, if it's 85, 90 degrees out,
And
the
he's
guy's
wearing
got
a
a hoodie
sweater.
on and he's masked up. You can only see his eyes, and he looks back at you every 3 seconds, and he's got his hands in his pocket, and you know. So it doesn't mean he's a criminal,
Right.
but I'm going to take a second look in my
He's
mirror,
suspicious.
and I'm going to pull around the block, and I might come out in front and watch him and see where he goes. And I see him going out of 1 driveway, 2 driveways, 3 pulling a door handle, whatever it is. We know that he's up for something, and then we'll watch him further and, you know, try to.
So the RNSP, the Rockaway-Nassau Safety Patrol, that we were talking about a moment ago, you have people out on the street all night? How does that work?
Always. We're out 24/7.
How many people belong to the group?
We have about 120 members right now.
And they're out on the street 24 hours a day?
It's, I mean, everybody's
think more
on.
at night.
We are Shomrim 24 hours.
Yeah.
Every member is on 24 hours. You go to work, you're on 24 hours. You're in shul, you're on Shachris Mincha Maariv. Like, you're always a Shomrim member, and you see things different than the rest of the community sees things. And whenever you're out, you go shopping, you go to the store, you're always just looking. It's just the way that the mind works maybe differently than a regular person. You might see things that a regular person
Is
doesn't see.
there a class or a course that they give?
Yeah, I mean,
To
we do.
whoever, you have to vet whoever is going to be part of the showroom, I'm imagining.
Yeah, so we interview obviously every member. This is not something that's for everyone. I mean, it's a dangerous game. You gotta have a natural street smarts to you.
Right.
It doesn't come
Right.
from just sitting on Xbox all day. And you gotta have a sense for the
You have
street
to,
and understand
be
the
on
way
alert.
the way that it works. And it gets intense. There's times that get crazy. Sometimes, and the periods go up and down. Sometimes it's very slow, and you're responding to help somebody and their family for any situation that could happen. Could be missing persons. It could be.
Oh yeah, I would like to talk
That's
about
true,
that.
right.
Yeah.
You know,
So what's that story you started to tell us before?
Oh, about the
yeah.
you
What
just had
happened? Yeah, it was a local Far Rockaway
Queens
story. I
woman,
think,
right?
Queens. What happened there?
that the scammers took $25,000 from her,
How
and
does that
they
work?
were going to
So
lose
this was
her again.
Yeah, this was a scam that
They called her up?
Elder woman, was called up by these scammers, and they're very convincing in how they do this.
They call her on the phone.
Yeah, they call her on the phone, and
they
they
convince
told
her
her
what?
she won something, and
Oh,
that they're
really?
going to double her money, and blah,
Oh
she
my
has to give
goodness!
this,
And she believed it.
yeah,
Really?
you'll be surprised. It happens.
You-
My
you-
grandfather
you
did
wouldn't
it.
No,
believe it.
My grandfather did it for me. They called up and told him that they say Ronnie, whatever. They say, and he goes, "Who's this, Shmueli?" And they go, "Yeah, Shmueli." And they just
Yeah.
play the game. And I was locked up.
We had
I got
it.
arrested.
Right.
He went to the bank, 80-something years old, brought
No
10
way.
grand.
Who are you talking about?
My
Your grandfather?
He did it for me.
So we had that in the office. There was a young lady who was our bookkeeper who made Aliyah, and a few years back, my 2 boys, Yochanan and Dovi, see she's very distraught. And she says, I have to leave. And they said, where are you going? I just got a call that my husband, was kidnapped or something like that.
He's being held.
And he's being held against his will, and I have to send money. So Yochanan and Dovi, thank goodness, have some street smarts, because I wouldn't fall for that. They said, Eliza, take it easy. Try to call your husband. I tried. Try to call him again. This is not real. It can't be. Try to call him. Finally, right? I'm telling you, she was like out of the office.
She was on the way to the bank.
She was
across
on the
street.
way to the bank, and she
to
finally
wire
got
the
through
money.
to him. At Baruch Hashem. Look, my mother was in her 90s. She would get calls. And I know that she used to tell me, I would tell them, my son-in-law is a detective, and if you call me again, I'm going to have him arrest you. I don't know where she got it from, but she had street smarts.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
They're very good. It's very hard for them to
Especially
be able to
with
tell.
AI
They
now,
know
they
how
can
to
take your voice.
They know how to go after each person to the way that they know who they're calling, and it's very convincing. And so meanwhile, these scammers, they come to her and they get this money.
Yeah.
She
They
gives
come
them,
to the house.
Yeah, they
in
come to the
person?
house in person.
They let and the people let them into the house.
They make you go to the bank.
But she had no aid. I mean, she was living
Yeah, she's not so
alone.
old. She's in her 60s. She wasn't like
Yeah.
Please don't call her elderly.
she was elderly that she could
She was spring
listen.
chicken.
I have a friend that was in the bank. She was in the bank, okay,
She's
ready to
spring-chicken.
take the money out.
Yeah.
That's how
You'll be
crazy it
surprised
is.
how often we get calls about this on a weekly basis, sometimes multiple times a week. It
Really?
happens a lot.
Really?
Yeah, it happens a lot.
So she took the money out.
She took them in. They're on the phone with you the entire time. They don't let you hang up the phone, and they want to make sure you're not calling the police and you're not, doing any other things. And they work this. And
How do
so
they profile somebody though? How do they? Where do
I'm
they?
not sure. I'm not sure where they get the numbers from. Maybe they call on everybody. I don't know.
So,
So this was a Queen show. They reached out to
yeah.
Queen Shomrim.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Queen Shomrim went over there. They knew the situation, and
There is a lot of times that we get calls about it in our community.
Yeah.
We had a couple of months ago a lady in the 90s,
Yeah.
a very known lady in the community.
Mm-hmm.
She got scammed with a large amount of money. The family called us, and we went over to her house, and she was convinced that she needs to send more money. And she was determined, and we made sure that she's not sending any more money.
How much money?
Understand how the
How much
kids
money are you
allow
talking
her
about?
to?
a lot.
A lot of money.
Like in millions?
Not
Is
in
it
millions,
going
but
to
in hundreds.
India? Is it in the Philippines? Where are these people that are getting? Is it? In
I mean, they're
Russia?
getting the cash, so they're going.
are you
They're
talking
in the
about?
neighborhood.
So there's a new
And-
type.
It's in Brooklyn. What are you talking about?
There's a new
Yeah,
type
they were in
of
Queens.
There's a new type of crime.
that
Yeah.
has been going on. It's not like you go on the street. There still happens gunpoint robberies.
Right.
But now people are getting robbed from the whole savings. People save up money to marry off children,
course.
retirement. Now these scammers, they scam them from all their money. And once you find out you got scammed, this lady yesterday, we were about to call an ambulance for her because she couldn't function. And people are getting sick with it. People are getting robbed with it. And the community doesn't even know, when we catch this guy yesterday, how much millions of dollars we save for the community. The community doesn't realize what
Right.
Shomrim, what the work,
What the Shomrim, yeah.
what the
From
Shomrim
years
does.
ago, Shomrim was if somebody was running after you in the middle of the night in Williamsburg.
a mugging.
Chucks and
Yeah, so it
whatever.
goes with the time, with the crime.
So you don't
We-
know what we do. Now we got this guy yesterday.
Right. I see
Hopefully,
that.
hopefully this lady's gonna get her money back. Some money she got back.
Yeah.
And hopefully the other money that we're working with the detectives to get the other money back. But now we stopped this group. Now this
That's
group.
my next question. It's a group.
Yeah.
It's
Now
not
this
a
group
single
is
guy.
stopped. And now how much money did we save in the community?
Right.
People don't even realize what the work Shomrim. And this was an operation that took about 12 hours. So you're talking about 25 members
Right.
going away from their family, going away from work to save the community's money.
Mm-hmm.
And this is people who go out day and night.
And why aren't the police on top of it? And why, I mean, it says the detective squad was on standby, but they're not concerned that much.
It's not they're not concerned. I would never
what
say
is
that.
it?
The police don't want crime, and they want
Oh,
people to
of
be
course
safe.
not.
I know, but not only because numbers. Police, in 99% of the time, cops are cops. They wanna help people. They wanna help the community.
Mm-hmm. Right.
The detectives want to solve their cases. They don't want to
Right.
be in a situation
It's
where they have these
overwhelming, though.
cases and it becomes overwhelming for them, for the squads, for the precincts, for the numbers, for the boroughs, for the cities, and it's not this thing that they don't care.
Right. Okay.
There's also a limit.
The-
There's also a limit how much they can do on these type of calls.
Right.
Because they call from a fourth phone and a fifth phone, and also this does not go into a level of a violent crime.
That's what I was thinking.
So if it doesn't hit the number of a level of a violent crime, it's a whole different story in the precinct.
Right.
So, but meantime, this lady's savings is out the door, and now how is she going to support herself the next 40 years?
Right.
And unfortunately, the system is not created, it's not built for them to succeed, unfortunately. There is, and this is maybe a risky thing to say, but there is this misconception, like the police are the police, and they're going to, you call the police and it gets taken care of. But in the end of the day, there's a detective squad is made up of however many detectives, could be 20 detectives, but you got to think every 911 call, every crime that happens, where it happens and somebody leaves, ultimately it needs to get a detective assigned to it. It's not humanly possible.
not
Right.
The
possible.
amount of time that we put
we
into
have
the time that we
Yeah,
take
that's
for
simple.
us
We
to
also
work
have
on some
simple.
cases we could work daily for weeks. I mean, you're talking about searching camera footage. There's so many things that go into the cases.
Right.
That, and we're a team, and you can imagine each detective gets assigned their case, and they have to work, and then at every hour of the day, they're getting more cases and more cases and more cases. They have to choose. They have to pick their most, like he's saying, the most violent,
Right.
or something where somebody the biggest amount of money stolen, or sometimes. And today, video footage you see right away. You see perps that are masked up, and you can only
Right.
see their eyes.
They can't.
These
figure out
don't
who
get
it
so
is.
right. They don't get
Right.
investigated really
No.
because there really is. Even if they could finally track them down, who it is, it's very difficult to prosecute because they're not going to. They're going to say, "How do you know that
Yeah,
person behind the mask
exactly.
is this
Right.
person?"
Right.
And it's true. I mean,
Unless
we
there's,
might. There
he's
are
wearing
ways.
gloves,
There are
you know?
ways.
Right. Okay. We're gonna take a short break and introduce a couple of our sponsors on our Between the Lines podcast. And those of you that are listening, I think we did about 50 of these already, believe it or not. And we have a demand for people that want to advertise with us. So if you do want to advertise on this podcast, you could write to me at editor at 5tjt.com. That's editor, editor at 5tjt.com, like 5 towns, Jewish Times. And amongst the sponsors of today's podcast, this week's podcast, is Tiffany Dry Cleaners. Okay, Tiffany provides free pickup and delivery throughout Long Island, Queens, and Brooklyn. So that can help those of you living in London or Antwerp. But there's enough people living in the New York City area to keep these guys pretty busy. They are 100% environmentally safe and do amazing. They do amazing work actually. So give Jeff Wenger a call at Tiffany Cleaners, and he'll tell you all about it. You can text him or call him, and he'll take care of your dry cleaning. The number is 718-309-5222, 718-309-5222. And I also want to tell you about a friend of mine in Jerusalem, Avram Schwartz. Avram Schwartz, it's an everyday name, but he's a great guy. He lives in Jerusalem, and he started an organization a few years ago called Yizkor. It's for young people, young kids, mostly young boys that lost their father or come from a broken home one way or another. And these people that volunteer, well, they don't really volunteer, but they get paid by Yizkor to have these people come to their homes and learn with them, do their homework with them, study what they studied in yeshiva that day, and on Shabbos, just as importantly, to have a father figure to take them to shul. It's Yizkor. It's Avram Schwartz, Avram Mordechai Schwartz. And if you want to be in touch with him, just write to me, editor at 5tjt.com, and I will connect you to Rabbi Schwartz, and you can help a young man out a long way from here in Jerusalem, Israel. Okay, back to our program. Our guests, Sholem Klein and Shmueli Cassifer of the Rockaway-Nassau Safety Patrol. Which one of you started this, and what happened that made you want to start this patrol, and how long ago was that?
I was involved in the starting of the patrol over here in the Rockaway 5 towns. I was approached by a lot of different people in the community that we should do a Shomrim over here. There's a lot of crime going on.
How long ago are we talking about?
This is 20 years ago.
20
Oh,
years
really?
ago.
I figured it was
Wow.
15, 20.
20 years
Wow.
ago.
We keep it quiet, don't we?
So I
How'd you figure
moved-
15? How did you figure 15?
15 years ago.
Well,
you
15
know?
sounds like a manageable number.
Yeah.
20 is a long time. But 20 years ago you started this.
So I moved from Brooklyn. I figured I'll come over here. I'll be able maybe to get some sleep. So I was really hesitant not to do it.
Okay.
And as it was going, there was crime. Happens to be there was a robbery right in front of my house.
In Far Rockaway.
Yes.
Right.
And then I saw that I need backup. So you need to get a team. So we started a small team. And then when Sandy kicked in, we were like really forced to do it. We didn't have a choice.
That was 2012.
We didn't have a choice.
There were break-ins in homes, I'm sure.
Yes, but where we patrolled, there was least amount of burglaries because we had 24/7 patrol for 2 months straight.
Wow.
So we had other neighborhoods that got hit. They got
Right.
burglarized like crazy. We saved the neighborhood from the burglars.
Being looted.
And
basically.
even so, even you got burglarized, you couldn't call 911. 911
Right.
didn't
Nothing,
work.
No, there was nothing working.
Nothing was working.
So we
It's
had
unbelievable.
24/7 patrol, and we protected the entire community.
How did you communicate?
So we had a radio system.
Yeah.
Our radio worked. Our repeater was connected to the police station because they had power, and we were able to communicate between the members. And then we had a police officer sit in our command center. So anything that would happen, he would put it over the police radio. If a house goes on fire, somebody gets robbed, somebody's trying to break into a house, somebody needs an ambulance, the phones didn't work. So our patrolmen were calling into to our dispatch, and we had a 24/7 a police officer sitting over there, and he had a police radio, so with this we were able to communicate to get emergency responders.
So,
Do you find that, for instance, if there are runaway kids, would you see? I would think they'd want to call you first before they call the police. If it's a Hamish type of a thing, you don't want the police involved right away.
It's a different story. Yeah.
No, it's. I can
You know,
understand.
people don't want, in our community, for example,
They're more afraid of.
they don't want to get. They don't want to go into the system.
So
Right.
we catch the bridge between the community and the police
and the
department.
police department.
So that's the gap of the bridge, and we respond right away, and we educate the family that the police needs to be involved.
I
and
would
the
say
police
so.
appreciates that because we help the police and we help the family and we help the situation.
Okay.
It's very difficult for us to get involved. The police are not involved just because of responsibility factor. In the
No,
case
I would
that something
imagine the
doesn't
police
happen,
have to be
it
involved.
would be a blame
you
on
know,
us.
they have to. There's no question about it. But you're a very good leeway to the police.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's a lot of times people in the community, they don't want to talk to the police. So they will call us and we make sure we
Right.
explain to them how important it is to talk to the
Right.
police and we get the police involved.
And when we're involved, the police most of the time give us the leeway to be able to
Right.
do the work that we do
Right.
and work with the family. And
You
they're
both
very,
respect each other.
Yeah,
that's
they're
why.
very. We work very
So
well
are you
together.
are you getting more sleep now or less sleep?
No sleep at all.
No sleep at all.
What is sleep?
I don't know. You tell
I'm
me.
not sure.
I'm sitting here looking
I hope
at you.
Shabbos
I'm
afternoon to get a little
amazed.
bit sleep. That's it.
That's it. Otherwise, you're up every night, all
No
night
sleep.
long.
No sleep.
No sleep.
The phone rings 24/7.
Really?
Our members are out 24/7, protecting and serving the community.
Okay, so far we covered petty crime, break-ins.
Going back before to non-violent big crime.
Okay.
Our community also had a lot of people going to the banks to take out money, let's say to pay for their workers. So I had one person from the community who went to the bank, took out his last saving. He was flying to Israel, marrying off his child, and he went into the bank to pick up money that he saved up his whole life because he's marrying off his son now.
Yeah.
He went in a few blocks down to a store to get something for Shabbos.
So that's an inside job.
What happens, they sit at the banks, they watch you going into the bank.
Really?
Then they flat your tire, and then they slash your tire, then you stop, and then they go into your car and get that bag that you just picked up from the bank. And we were able to catch that group with the police to put that group away. There's more of those groups.
How often does that happen?
It's been that happen a lot
There's
in the
an
community.
entire world of
Yeah.
organized crime that plagues everybody that really
that's-
people don't know about.
That's organized crime, or you mean
It's all
that's
organized crime.
organized.
It's organized crime. It comes.
Right.
There's crews from they could be Colombian or Chilean
Right.
or Romanians and each one has their different skill in the way and the types of the crime that they do.
So you found that when the borders were open during the Biden administration and people were let in by the millions,
I don't
they
know.
brought these shtiklach, they brought them with them on how to organize and how to steal.
I mean, organized crime's been going on
utterly die
forever.
until there's no limits.
There's been the mob. There's all these different. I don't know that it's specifically that, but
And they crash
definitely
into cars
communities-
also, don't they?
People
Deliberately.
scam. That's stuff.
That's a different.
Like,
That's a lower
You're talking about teams
Yeah.
of people that will watch somebody go to the bank to take out money. There's somebody in the bank watching them. There's somebody outside putting the pin in the tire. There's somebody following. There's somebody helping them change the tires that day. There's somebody going. And there's multiple people that work together.
You don't even hop that
You mean
something
they're
happened.
helping you change the tire? They're
They're,
becoming
they're
good
knocking on your window
citizens.
saying your tire's flat. And then they
Oh.
come with their kid. And then as you come out, somebody jumps into the front
And
takes money or comes into your
takes
house right
the-
when you walk in. And people don't realize the money's even missing until sometimes. So when it's something that we're watching, if it's plates that we know of perpetrators and they come
Wow.
into the neighborhood, we're able to
Well,
watch them while this
to
happens.
my father. That happened to my father.
In
He was,
19
what year was it? 80?
I'll tell you, 79.
80, 79.
Something
we
like
were
that.
just married. And
No, we weren't married. We were engaged.
He was coming back from the city. It was a summer night. you know,
Window was open.
and the window was open. He had his hand out the window with a watch that we got him
Yeah.
for his 60th birthday, hanging out the window. Okay, and he was driving up Marcy Avenue.
A nice car.
You know Marcy Avenue, driving through Williamsburg from the city, and a kid grabbed his watch. You know,
Yeah.
that could happen, right? But that's not even. That's only half the story.
Right.
Another guy ran after this kid to get the watch, and my father saw a good Samaritan. He's going to recover his watch. What a nice guy! So he pulled his car over, and he wanted to thank the guy for getting his watch. That's when they all jumped on him and attacked him, and
Wow.
just took everything that he had in his pockets.
Why you didn't call the Shomrim?
I don't think he was a showman then.
In Crown Heights it wasn't. Williamsburg had it.
I have to tell you, you're gonna laugh, but they ripped his pants with razors because they thought he's a diamond dealer and he's hiding diamonds in his pants somewhere. He came back home like he was like wearing a hula skirt. It was like just
There's
Just-
also
why are you
there's also a lot of
just pieces of thread. The pants were gone. The pants were gone. They ripped it looking
the
for
cleaning ladies. There's
And they
also
got-
a lot of the
like
cleaning
a-
ladies stealing
Right.
stuff. We had a cleaning lady who figured out how
I mean,
to go into a safe.
housekeeper. Let's call it a housekeeper.
She
We have
figured
call
out
it a
how to go
housekeeper.
into the safe.
Yes, and we got her.
How?
And there is
How does she know numbers? I
Got it.
can't
They
even.
You got
figured
on
it
camera?
out.
Bypass key.
You got it on
She
camera?
learned where the
We
key-
had it on camera.
On camera in the house.
We yes.
set them up.
You set it up.
After we got to know what's going on, and we made sure that we have the camera footage. Like this, we can give it for the DA's office.
And what happened?
She got arrested. But there's plenty of these going on in the community.
All the time, by the
And
way.
a
If
lot
you
of
look at all
times,
the WhatsApp groups.
and a lot of times, people don't want to prosecute, and people don't want to report it. But if you don't prosecute it, if you don't report it, now she's going to your neighbor, to your mother's house,
Right.
to your in-laws' house. Oh, but I don't want to report it. If you're gonna report it, you're gonna make a stop to it. But if you don't report it, now she's gonna be doing it to the rest of the community and to the rest of your family. People
happened to
need to
all of
come
us.
forward.
Right.
They need to press charges, and they need to work with the Shomrim and with the police and with the DA's office to stop these things. If you don't stop it, it's going to continue going, and you get yourself involved and help the community.
Okay, Esther touched upon the idea of runaways, okay, in our community. How common is it? Do you have a special training on how to deal with that? How often does it happen? How common is it? And how do you
Runaways,
react to
thank
it?
God, we don't have a lot in our community. Baruch Hashem, we have a pretty good community over here, but we have a lot of missing persons. We have a lot.
You mean elderly that walk out of
Elderly.
the house that have
Yes.
dementia or whatever?
Special needs.
Special needs that walk out of
Adults.
the house?
Yeah. We have a special team. Yes, we have a special team of it contains between 10 to 15 members in our unit
Yeah.
who train special for search and rescue. The entire membership, everybody knows how to do searches, but then we have a special team inside the organization who specialize in this. And we get a lot of these calls, especially on Shabbos, on Yontiv. You have family coming from different neighborhoods. They go to shul, they get lost, they wander off. Or elderly people go to shul, they wander off. And then we have special needs kids.
Right.
Or we can get a 2-year-old. We had once a 2-year-old walked out and crossed over the 878.
Go away.
Yeah. And thank God we were able to find that kid before a car hit that kid.
Wow.
We have...
Sometimes we find little children walking on the street.
You find it all the
Day,
time?
middle of night.
The kids
Happens
walking down the
often.
street?
Happens often.
Yeah, when during
All
the
over.
day, at night? How about like
All
2
over.
o'clock in the morning? You see kids walking around?
We've seen everything.
Seriously?
Seriously.
I went to approach a woman in the store. I'm not going to say which store. It was on Rockaway Turnpike, and I was there shopping. Now, okay, I was an extreme. My kids were not allowed to be within a foot of us. We're both like that. We're a little sociopathic like that, you know? I mean, they had to be around me. I'm watching this woman. She's letting her child, not in a good neighborhood, run up and down the aisles, just running. Finally, it was late. It was getting dark, and I had to go over to her and said, look, I'm sorry. I have to leave now. I said, could you make sure that you take your child and hold his hand? This is ridiculous. You know, it's ridiculous. Would you put your diamond ring, I said, on the floor to let somebody pick it up? This is your kid.
You think it's negligence?
Of course it's negligence.
You think people don't know how to raise their kids? What do you think?
He's not going to say it's not politically correct.
No, I don't know. I just think that everybody has their way of doing it. Some people are able to do more. Some kids.
I find it very.
It's a hard line. My wife would love to have them holding their hand everywhere they walk.
I stayed by the bus stop every day. And I remember the younger generation would say to me, oh, did my kid get on the bus? Only because I had two generations. I had my 4 children and my 2 younger ones. I said, are you seriously asking me that?
Did my child get on the bus? A lot of kids go by themselves. Sometimes they call. Sometimes the parents or the school calls. The kid never showed up. That's a missing week.
And?
Got to search.
Where are they?
And it depends.
How often does that happen?
So what happens? Where did the kid go? They decided not to go to school?
We ended up finding a kid once on like Rockaway Turnpike. Like he walked past the airport.
How old was this child?
Past JFK. I think 10 or 11.
He knew enough what to do, you mean?
No, once they get lost, they don't know where they're going. They can walk. We had 2 weeks ago Shabbos. A guy walked all the way to Little Beach, an
80-something-year-old dementia man. He walks from Seeger Boulevard.
Where did he walk to?
From Seeger, we found him Motzei Shabbos, Lido Beach. He was walking. He's walking
Lido Beach?
Yeah, 10 hours, 80 years old. He literally walked, had the same envelope in his hand.
He walked across the bridge.
Atlantic Beach, through the whole all the way. Atlantic, Long Beach, back to Long Beach, back to, we ended up tracking the video.
He didn't speak to anybody, ask anybody?
Dementia, no.
Oh, he had... You don't even have, you could get lost without dementia, you know. I mean, we've already been somewhere. We kept going round and round and round. I'm saying...
Oh, we weren't familiar with the neighborhood.
No,
we also had a couple of times attempted abductions. People try to abduct kids off the street. And when we get these calls, we don't know. Did this kid get abducted or the kid is just missing? Mm-hmm. You know, so we deal, our antennas go up right away.
No, don't sleep.
We got to know what level we're dealing with. We don't want another Kalevsky in this neighborhood. We don't know what's going on. When we get a search, this is high priority to us. And a lot of times, searches can be suicide, attempted suicide. We had searches and the person suicide.
Really?
So we deal
out of
with
the house.
Yes. So we deal when it comes
search
to
all day and find them. I don't even want to say.
Yeah.
So how do you interface with the police, with the local police department? I mean, I'm sure it must have been. I know, just like, for example, Hatzalah with the EMS in the beginning was difficult. You know, there was a conflict. So is there any friction that used to be maybe that changed? Now they appreciate your cooperation and lending a hand. So how do you work together with police in an emergency situation like you were just describing, for example?
We really do work very well. Obviously, the police are the police. We're not trying to step on anybody's toes.
Right.
We are very good at what we do. Mm-hmm. So in the end of the day, the police do know it. And, you know, it depends. Depends what's happening, like where the call is, who's involved. There's a lot of stuff that get involved.
There are boundaries that you have to be careful with.
We do our part, and we feed information that's extremely valuable. We have a lot of technology. We have good minds. Our team we're just good at it, and they know that. So, you know, they work. If we weren't giving anything to them, we were just standing there as a bunch of heads. Like, I'm sure they would not, you know, appreciate it more.
If you were in the way,
there's a learning curve.
It's
you know, this is newer in Nassau County than it is in the city.
You have the same database that the police department has?
Not at all. If we had the database that the police department had, we would be like unstoppable in the work that we do. We do everything like, imagine detectives back in the day where they didn't, you know, have cameras, how they solved bank robberies with the mob. Like, we do real investigative work. Like they,
Also, the police department, they cannot be everywhere. We are in the community. We live on the block. We go to the shul. We go to the wedding. We see things. We're always a minute away. And we can always assist the police to give them whatever information they need. And we are right there to help them, to assist them, to solve big crimes that happens in the community. And they appreciate that. And they call us constantly for our help. What happened over there? What's going on with this case, with that case? And we assist them with their cases. And we also go down to the court, to the DA's office to be a witness. So for them, it's a very, very big help.
And a lot of it's relationship.
Financially, how does this happen? There has to be a lot of money being involved because you're all putting in all these hours.
Cars, transportation, equipment, technology.
The funds is definitely the most difficult part. Raising the funds is hard, and it's a big budget. Our budget is over $500,000 a year.
Really?
Easy. And it really all has to do with what the community wants. Like we have so much that we want to give to the community. Our camera network, our LPR system, our radio system. We want all the technology that we want to upgrade with. Ultimately helps. When at the beginning, 15 years ago, I remember our first car break-in when this guy was breaking every night. I remember calling Sholem at 2 a.m. I was on patrol. I was so determined. I would go out every night. I remember calling him on the cell phone, calling once, calling twice. He picks up. I'm like, yo, I got this guy Nick, whatever. And we're working the cell phones, and the radio system. The radio system is huge. It makes all the difference. From you imagine a guy's on a cell phone, on a call, and you call him. He's like, okay, I'll call this guy back. But like you have an emergency. Like you can't work with a phone. You just can't. It's no matter what you're doing, you hear your radio. It's seconds. And the radio is the most important tool for the member. Members can get into very dangerous situations very quickly. And they need to put over the information quickly. And a clear radio that's long range. We could be here, and 1 hour later we're in Manhattan. We could be going to New Jersey. We could go across the whole Long Island. This is where we operate. We don't pick and choose where the crime happens.
You'll go to Jersey because you know the purpose
we're going after a missing person or a perpetrator or whatever
stealing
it is
cars
that we
and
need
loading
to
up
do.
containers. We
It
got to go where they are.
Goes to Jersey, goes whatever it is. We're
They
operating.
don't make appointments where they're going to be, where they're going to go. They're not sharing their location.
And it
We got to
changes
go.
in a second. And we need to be able to operate everywhere. We need a large range. We need good radios.
So you have a campaign ever?
Yeah, we do a yearly, just a general campaign, fundraiser. We never, make the amount that we need. We constantly need to raise more money. And then there's things that come up in the middle. Right now, like we're upgrading our radio system. That's why I mentioned it. And there's something that we need $200,000 for. And that's not part of our regular budget. And we need that money ASAP. It's not something that's.
So you guys, you all volunteers? Everybody's volunteer. No one gets paid to do any of this. It's all volunteer work.
It's chesed work.
That's correct.
And
like I said before, the community doesn't even
No, they don't know. They're not aware of it.
We had this week. Somebody calls at 11:30 at night. I'm home with my kids.
Yeah.
Somebody's breaking into my house.
Yeah.
We had members over there in 30 seconds. We
didn't know that.
We got the guy off the streets.
Yeah, really.
And the guy got arrested. If we wouldn't stop him, he would break into that house.
By the way,
and go to Yankel's house and to go to Chaim's house.
We were
this
one
one
of
is in
those
the
people.
country. This one is in the
Yeah.
country.
Yeah.
This one is home with the kids.
Right.
These guys break into all the houses. What do
They
we
could do 6 houses in
and
one.
we got
one
the guy.
night.
We used to have a guy that he used to break into your house. He didn't even know that he was in your house. And then 2 days later, oh, my jewelry is missing. My cash is missing.
I think I know that guy.
My silver is missing. And this is the type of work that we do, going day in and day out to catch these guys and make sure that everybody in our community sleeps well. Okay. And whoever can donate to us, that can help us more and more and more.
We will give that information in a moment. We're going to cover a couple of subjects. First, I want to tell our listeners about the great Bernath Rosenberg Company, planning what's next in your life. Bernath Rosenberg is a name you should be familiar with. Wealth management, accounting, retirement planning, tax, estate planning, business exit planning, and so on and so forth. That is the the people that you want to be in touch with. So when it comes to that point in your life, when you want to settle down and do things right, they're located in Cedarhurst, New York. They're also in Lakewood, Muncie, and in Miami Beach, all the right places. That's Bernoth Rosenberg, and they will help you with your retirement plans and make sure your finances are in order so that you can live well. And as long as you have the RNSP watching over your house when you're away in Miami, then you're in pretty good shape. And the way to reach them, of course, is bernothandrosenberg.com. That's their website, Bernoth and Rosenberg. Their phone number is 516-970-4587, 516-970-4587. Tell them that you heard about them on Between the Lines, our podcast of the Five Towns Jewish Times. What about guns? Anybody carrying guns? Can't say?
Well, what about burners? Aren't they? I mean, burners are sold all over.
You're jumping ahead too fast. We're talking
Listen,
about guns.
Guns,
I don't know if they're going to
as
answer.
long as
Are you guys
a firearm.
Are you guys legally armed? Legally.
If a member has a legal carry, has a concealed carry
Right.
permit, they're allowed
Right.
to carry a
Then
firearm.
they're allowed to.
On the organization level, we do not want our members responding to calls with guns. It's
You don't want.
Right. It's a very risky
It's dangerous.
game. I mean, we're in
That-
situations
But we
that
still
are
we still
very
make
likely.
sure we still
Guns are
make sure
dangerous.
that our perpetrators get caught
Right.
and they get off the streets. Our
Right.
members are trained well. They know what they're doing on the streets. And anytime if you break into our community, you do something to our community, RNSP is going to come after you. We're going to get you. We're going to put you away.
Good.
A lot of our bad guys who were terrorizing our community are away now. There's always new ones they try, and we catch them also.
That's really, really fantastic. It's fantastic work that you do. And do you find that other communities are emulating what you guys do? Are you training or preparing other communities?
Williamsburg,
Williamsburg
Borough Park,
was probably
Flatbush,
the- they've all had
Crown
that.
Heights, they've had this before us. And
Right.
this is why those communities are safe over the last 20, 30, maybe 40 years. And I don't know that people realize the amount
Of
that
work?
Shomrim does
Right.
for their community. I don't know what it would be like if Shomrim didn't exist, even in our community, just from the last 15 plus years of seeing, just knowing the perpetrators that we've caught and the patterns that were affecting, the crime patterns that affected our community, but the same perpetrators over and over and over again that we put in. It's more time than, I don't know that, I don't want to take anything from the police, but I don't know that if we didn't exist, if they ever would have been caught and if it ever would have stopped. And it's a tremendous work, and the community gets to,
Benefit.
there's
I can
many
see,
nights where nothing
Shmueli,
happens. It's quiet.
I see there's a big difference between what you do and what the police do. The police, they do great work, of course. NYPD does great work. Guys-
Basically, if they come to your house, which they have to us,
yeah.
and
Where do you
there's
live?
a break-in,
In Lawrence.
they would say,
in Lawrence.
yeah.
But
They would say, you know what, we'll try to get the fingerprints, whatever, but we're not going to. Don't hold your breath.
But the NYPD, that's a job, and for you, it's not a job. For you guys,
Right, that's
it's
the
a mission.
difference.
It's a mission.
It's a
We go
personal.
after
It's a personal
every
thing.
crime that happens to any person on any level, from their scooter stolen, from their car broken into, from their house burglarized, their money stolen, whatever it is, we will follow up. We do the detective work behind it. We have a massive camera
Interesting.
network. We will track back the perpetrator to where he came from, to where he goes, and we will do every single thing that we can
Right.
to catch this guy. I mean, we will feed the squad every bit of information that we can to give them the ability to make an arrest. Sometimes it's still not possible due to reasons that have to do with the legal system and
Red tape.
just at the end of the day, the prosecutors need to prosecute. The cops would lock
Yeah.
anybody up. Anybody, if you commit crime, they'd love to arrest you, but they're
Right.
not. They cannot waste time
If they don't have
working
enough
on cases
evidence,
that they're not going to be able to prosecute.
bother. Right. It's time.
And unfortunately, that is most of the cases.
Do you find that it's the same people perpetrating the crimes over and over again?
It's both. There's a lot of the same
So-
guys,
so
but
they're-
like
so-
our same guys
so they're not
are
locked
locked
up.
up.
So they're not locked up for too long, but they
It depends.
ultimately,
All of our guys,
if it's not a
for the
violent
most
crime,
part-
they're going to be out.
Yeah, but sometimes you
fairly
get them
soon.
enough times. It sounds crazy, but 30, 40 times, and you know what? They go away.
Really, that much?
And it
I
stops.
see that.
They
I
go
mean,
away.
the
They go away.
statistics when they said,
Yeah.
"Oh, this person had a rap sheet this long," and then finally killed somebody, throwing them down the train station.
Yeah, that is the way it goes.
You know,
that's the way
it's-
it goes. But there really is no other choice. I mean, you can't
can't
get
stop.
somebody for something that somebody didn't do.
Right.
yet.
Also, with everything what's going on in the world, the community, whenever there's an event in the community, people are concerned about what's going on in the world.
Safety.
Right.
So,
Safety.
so we are there to provide and to make sure any community events or anything, we make sure no swastikas are being done in the community.
Do you have uniforms? You guys
So
wear uniforms?
yeah, we all have we
Yeah.
have uniform. We do certain type of work. We wear uniform. Some type of work
Do
we do
undercover-
not wear. We,
undercover
yeah,
work?
we do undercover work. We do not wear
Very
uniform.
important.
Like yesterday, we had our we didn't wear a uniform dancing on the street. We followed people to the bank, back
Yeah.
and forth, walking
Really?
up and down the
But
house,
do
to
you-
house, working with we
Uh-huh,
played
so-
like regular people
Oh,
in
I would
different
have loved to be
communities.
there.
So, but I mean, you know, of people that people retain your services, they hire you to work security for them. Maybe in their house, maybe on their block, maybe
Yeah, we have a separate way that people can
separate business
people
type
can
of
get
thing.
paid. Yeah, for the security.
Yeah, very
it's a little
interesting.
complicated to go through.
It's good to know.
the
It's
RNSP,
good to
but
know
we do
that.
a
It's
ton
good
of
to know that
security.
you're there. It's good to know that you're there.
Especially with the climate, what's going on. Whenever there's an event, so people want to have extra security,
Right.
and also we know who belongs in the neighborhood. We live and
right.
work in the
We
neighborhood.
always talk about that, like when
Right.
we went to a dinner recently,
Sure.
and there are hundreds of our neighbors there. We're thinking to ourselves, okay, we just walked in. Who's watching?
Right.
Right?
Yeah, well, listen. Sometimes
Especially
you
with
go
hate
through the
crime,
events.
we are very, very out there. Make sure there's no people not writing bad things, and if yes, we make sure we clean it up.
Mm-hmm.
And if people see suspicious people. Oh, this car circled the shul 3 times. Call
Really?
us. We're gonna respond. We'll check it out. Oh, there's a guy in front of a shul. Just put down a bag.
So we should put their
We-
number in every week.
We
in
don't-
the paper.
Yeah, sure.
We
have-
don't recognize this guy. We don't recognize this guy in the shul. We'll respond. Okay, you're having an event tonight. Okay, we will respond and see who is the person. Does he belong to the shul? And we will know right away if he belongs there or he doesn't belong there. Why did he put that bag? Why did he put that suitcase? Why is he circling
Wow.
the block? Who's
Yeah.
that person on the corner? Who's the person who walked into the shul right now? And we also have in the shuls emergency phones
Right.
for Shabbos and Yontif.
Right.
So that's a thing that we, if any shul or any school wants that, we have that. It's a click of a button. It goes to the police, to Shomrim, or to Hatzalah, or to the fire department. So it's a lot of times Shabbos and Yom Tov, people don't carry their phones, or it can be, oh, let's say if they have security in the shul, but what is if there is a person who wakes up 4 o'clock in the morning, goes to shul, security is not there then. He doesn't have his phone with him then. You push that button, and it
Right.
will call to police. It will call to Shomrim. Or after shul program, somebody decides he's going to be in shul, learn for another hour. Security is not there.
Right.
Sometimes yes, sometimes not. But there's the phone. You can call us. So that's a very, very good option. So we try to help the community with all the hate, what's going on, and we try to help the community with all of that. And also just a sense, people doing an event, okay, there's a Shomrim car out there. There's a Shomrim person there. And also we have very good communication with the police department. If something goes down, we have direct connection with them, and they'll be there within seconds.
And all of our members live like this on a daily basis. I'll say for myself that no matter what room I'm in, when I walk into shul, when I walk into a restaurant, when I go into any store or business,
You look around.
I watch
Yeah.
every person in the room. I play scenarios in my mind. If this happened, if that happened, what am I going to do to help this person? Where are the doors?
Right.
Where's it? Like
Really?
I play this role very quickly, and I'm constantly running every morning.
You mean you
Chakras.
can't
Like
go
I'm davening,
into a
I walk around,
restaurant
I'm
and
looking.
enjoy it.
Every time the door opens, my eyes just automatically just look. I
Right.
can't.
So that's the
can't help
Shomrim
it.
training automatically. Once you're in Shomrim with time, you get the certain feel, the certain training. When you see a
Right.
person walking down the street, you would know if he's up for something bad or he's just walking down the street. That's you're
that's
getting
something
that.
else.
It's very rare that we'll keep eyes on somebody, at least for me, that doesn't end up committing. Like if I'm watching them, they're usually there to commit a crime of some sort.
Interesting.
Well, you know, we're gonna take you up on. We're gonna ride with you one of these nights.
Anytime.
At least Esther is gonna ride with
Definitely.
you one of these nights and get a sense of what it's like to be out there and to protect the community. You know, it's not a bad idea to. I mean, just take people out to give them a sense if you're up to it to get them.
Especially the sponsors will take them out.
To get, I don't know if you do that, but if you have a donor or
Good
you have someone
idea.
that wants to see what it's like to patrol
Also
the
for
streets.
Shabbos and Yom Tov,
Yeah.
we have extra patrol.
Yeah.
The Shabbos and Yom Tov, that costs us a lot of money, that patrol.
That you have to pay for.
Yes, yes. So we as the
Yeah, I mean,
community,
it's, you're
Rosh
talking
Hashanah
about
is coming up, and
it's halachically, complex.
Yes.
To get it done in a proper way, and so obviously there's additional cost that gets
Correct.
incurred as a result of that. Our guests have been Sholem Klein and Shmueli Kassover of the Rockaway-Nassau Safety Patrol. It's called RNSP. You see their cars around, and they protect the Far Rockaway, Five Towns community and beyond, and they make a big difference in what they do. We're going to put your contact information and phone number at the bottom of the screen so people want to get involved and help you in whatever way they can do that as well. Thank you for coming in and for joining us. And thank you, Esther, for joining in.
Thank you.
I'm Larry
And thank
Gordon.
you for keeping us safe and you know, so that we could sleep. You're up.
Right.
thank you for having us. Our
Right.
pleasure.
This is Between the Lines and
The electronic version.
of the Five Towns Jewish Times.
Yes.
Have a good night, everybody.